Welcome back to the show. Well, the average Aussie, what do they look like? The results from the latest census are in, and things have changed a lot in the last 5 years.
Demographer Mark McCrindle has the details. Mark, so what has changed and what stood out for you?
Well, we've grown. We continue to grow as a nation. We've added 2 million people to our population in the 5 years since the last census, and 1 million of those have come from overseas. So that cultural diversity still does drive us. India really did the leapfrog there, and after being born in Australia and England, India is the next most likely country of birth, having overtaken New Zealand and China. So, yeah, more culturally diverse than ever, and that strong growth and the ageing curve on which we find ourselves remain consistent.
Wasn't it just over 50% now have come from another country?
Exactly. If you include parents born overseas or the individual born overseas, that is more than half of us in the nation that have that connection.
This was the first census to consider long-term health. What were the findings?
Well, for males, the number one long-term health condition was asthma. For females, arthritis, really a factor of an ageing profile there. But 8 million of us, that's 1 in 3 Australians, has a long-term health condition. And the number one long-term issue nationwide is mental health. And we're well aware of that. So first time that question was asked in the census, and it revealed some fascinating data.
And it's a really big number there too, the people who sort of mention mental health. Hey, Mark, what was the weirdest thing or, that sort of stood out to you?
Well, probably just that this is a snapshot of what was happening last August in lockdown when we all filled it in. 96% of us were at home on that night, so we were not getting out much. That's 2 million more than we had at home in the prior census, and we only had 60,000 overseas visitors in Australia on census night, which is sort of phenomenal for a country that throws out the welcome mat. The prior census, we had more than 300,000 overseas visitors, so we really were in lockdown, closed borders, bunkering down, and that's why we had such a high completion rate on the census. Some say it was an ABS plot to get us all to fill it in, but
that's some plot.
Yeah, responsible for COVID. Makes sense.
It's so fascinating. Good on you, mate. Thank you.